Ah! Oh, hey! I didn't see you there. Don't mind me, I'm just using a coin flip to help me pick my future career because this is a very easy method in picking and choosing decisions. I could pick by my interest, or if I just follow the heart, but I can also let Jesus take the wheel, and of course I'm going to take the latter one because of course I am religious. Now this next coin flip is going to determine if I'm going to be a fully licensed engineer or a fast food cashier. I did say that this method was very easy. I didn't say that it was the most reliable method. Probability, I don't know, is the branch of mathematics concerning numerical depictions of how likely an event is to occur or how likely it is that a proposition is true. Basically, probability means possibility. It is a branch of mathematics that deals with the occurrence of a random event. The value is expressed from 0 to 1. Probability has been introduced to maths to predict how likely events are to happen. The meaning of probability is basically the extent to which something is likely to happen. This basic probability theory, which is also used in the probability distribution, where one would learn the possibility of outcomes for a random experiment. Basically, to know which of the two or more outcomes of a specific experiment is going to happen. For example, you're going to pick a white bottle. Is it going to be distilled alcohol or bleach? So, for example, toss a coin 3 times. What is the probability of obtaining one tail? Heads and tails. All we have to do is to find the probability of obtaining one tail for every toss. Let's say for the first toss, for the first 3 tosses, we get 3 heads. Then for the next one, we would have 2 heads, 1 tail. Next one would we have 1 head, 1 tail, and then 1 head again. Then first we have a tail and then 2 heads. There's also the probability of 1 head and then 2 tails. And then we have the probability of tails, then heads, then tails. And we have another one. We would have tail, and then tails, and then heads. And then, lastly, we would have the final, like, tossing. We would have 3 tails in a row. So, in total, we would have 8 outcomes. And the example here is what is the probability of obtaining 1 tail. So, having that would be 2 over 8. With 2 being how many tails we can get by tossing a coin 3 times. Because the reason why it's 8 is because you have to multiply, so it's basically like, so 2 sides, first toss, and then 2 sides again for the second toss, and then 2 sides again for the third toss. So basically, it will all be the 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So 8 outcomes, that's why it's 8 here. So this is the probability of how many times 1 tail will appear by tossing a coin 3 times. Next example. Okay, so second example, rolling a die. What is the probability of obtaining a 6 after rolling it twice? So, there are 6 sides in 1 die. So there would be, and then rolling after twice, so that would mean that there are 12 outcomes in this. So sample space would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just basically just writing 1 to 6, then writing it again. So the probability of obtaining a 6 after rolling it twice. So there are two outcomes. Obtaining 6 after rolling it twice, you'll of course get it twice. Total number would be, there are 12 outcomes because there are 6 sides of a die and you roll it twice. And then, so the probability of it would be 2 out of 12. Rolling a 6 out of after rolling a die twice. Or this can also be like simplified into 1/6. I mean, yeah, they're very basic, but you can get the gist of, how probability works. Now you think that probability is just a bunch of words and numbers that's only be used on paper. No, no, no. They can actually be used in real life. For example, weather planning. A probability forecast is an assessment of how likely an event can occur in terms of percentage and record the risks associated with the weather. Or in video games, probability is used like random respawning or random generation of enemies, or how many experience points you can earn in a certain time. It's all just probability using a random number generator. Or for the sports fans, sports strategies. In sports, analyses are conducted with the help of probability to understand the strengths and weaknesses of a particular team or player, and these analysis can be associated with probability in order to opposing team have a fighting chance. So in conclusion, probability defines the likelihood of occurrence of an event. There are many real-life situations in which we can't not know what the outcome is exactly, but we can for sure predict. And that's what basically, that's basically what probability is. It's all about just prediction, which one of these outcomes is gonna happen. Flipping a coin or rolling a die. It's just basically out in the open and which one of the outcomes is gonna happen. Speaking about that coin flip, about picking my career choice, I'm just gonna stick with it. No reason. Those cash registers are not gonna register themselves.